It's Tuesday. It's Canceled Car Tuesday. We're gonna review a canceled car today. It's okay though, guys, if you watch this on another day that's not Tuesday. I will allow it, but it is frowned upon. I just want you to know that. Tuesday is the sacred canceled car day. It just is what it is. You know, we review canceled cars on Tuesday. That's just how it goes. Kevin O'Brien is the vehicle in which we will celebrate Canceled Car Tuesday today. But in all seriousness, guys, welcome back to another Disney Docket presentation. Kevin O'Brien today, a very underrated forlorn canceled car in my opinion. I think he's super unique. He's from Cars 2. He's one of the reporters. And if you're a reporter from Cars 2, you get canceled. It's just how it goes. All four reporters from Cars 2 that Mattel intended to release in kind of the modern era in like 2015 to 2017 were all canceled. The only reporter that actually was released is Nick Cartone, and that was way back in 2012, and we will show him a little bit later on in the video. But yeah, guys, super excited about this one. I really like Kevin. I'm very grateful to have him, and whenever I touch him, I am so careful because that microphone is as fragile as a wishbone. Actually, wishbones probably would hold up a lot more than his microphone. Like, I don't know why Mattel does this. I mean, I don't know. It's not Mattel's fault. Like, cars like Andrea, cars like Maddie here with these, like, elongated microphones, like, they just scare me. Like, I have nightmares about just, like, hearing a snap. Gosh. Oh, especially with Kevin O'Brien. Honestly, I would snap a million Andreas and Maddies before I would snap Kevin. Like, if I had to choose, like, if I was told, like, Disney Docket, you're going to be snapping some microphones, you can pick, though, who's it going to be on. I would pick Andrea and Maddie. I would take them every single day over Kevin because he is super rare. I got him from a fellow collector many years ago. It cost a lot of money. That's why it's on the mind. But he was on eBay in early 2017 from a Chinese seller for like 20 or 30 bucks. It was a regret. I wish I bought it. But, you know, back in the day, the Chinese sellers used to get a lot of the releases before they actually came out at retail. Now that is not the case because of the fact that cars are made in Thailand and there is actually no such thing as a Thailand eBay. The people in Thailand cannot sell on eBay. It's kind of weird. And so it just kind of is what it is. I think they have like this thing called Lazada, basically like a selling platform, but no one really does anything on there of substance. And also maybe the Thailand factories are just harder to infiltrate, or maybe because it's just so early on in the Thailand production process that no one's gotten used to. No one's figured it out yet. I mean, the Chinese sellers really only became prominent in like 2009, 2010, 4 years after the line started. When did Thailand come out? 2018. What's next year? 2022. Maybe we're due for some fun next year. Yeah, guys, anyway, Kevin O'Brien, there he is in the movie. Right after the Tokyo race, McQueen screwed up. Everybody's criticizing him. McQueen's super mad at Mater, and Kevin is just there compounding the issue, peppering McQueen with some questions. And he's actually there right alongside Nick Cartone. Here is Nick Cartone. He looks massive compared to Kevin as a diecast, but in the movie they look a little bit more on the same scale, and that's because Mattel really like misscaled the Honda Civic model. At this point in 2012, they made him massive, but eventually they kind of came to their senses and made him a little bit smaller when they released future Honda Civics like Mike Fuse. Mike Fuse is a much smaller car, much more accurate in scale. I don't know why they made these Honda Civics monstrous. I mean, literally, that doesn't look right. All right, so yeah, these are the Cars 2 reporters here. You have these other ones that were canceled. Amara Revs and Kevin O'Brien were supposed to come out in 2017 before Cars 3. So kind of a similar deal with all the 2010 cancellations. Mattel bit off more than they could chew. They wanted to do a ton of cars, but Cars 2 and Cars 3 respectively came, and priority naturally just had to switch over to that, and so they canceled production on a ton of their plans. These guys were supposed to be in case C. I think it was case C of 2017. It was either C or D. Like literally they were both supposed to be in it. There was a whole series kind of dedicated to them called like World Grand Prix Reporters that only so far had like Daryl Cartrip and Brent Mustangburger in it. Then we have these multi-pack reporters, the BMW, 2002 BMW, and this Fiat here, who are unnamed. They were never given a name because of the fact that they were going to be in multi-packs. The names would only have been revealed on the back of those packagings. The only reason we have names for these guys is because they have Walmart and Amazon listings, because they were very close to being released. I mean, like I said, they were one case away. So close to being released that Amerirevs actually was produced in the package and somebody was able to get their hands on that. It was that rare. So yeah, nice little squad of cars, 2 reporters. For some reason, the reporters never have interesting colors. Like, they're all a very bland palette. And this applies to Cars 1 as well. Have you ever seen a bright red Cars reporter? No, of course not. Have you ever seen like a green one? Dash Boardman, I guess. But really, I feel like Kevin is one of the most unique colors. He's like this bronzy orange, which actually looks really cool. I love this color for him. And I'm so fortunate that this guy's in like mint condition. So I'm going to be very gentle with him. I absolutely love his expression too, by the way. I think it's perfect. I love when cars are looking off to the side because it gives them a little bit more character instead of just looking dead on. Granted, this guy looks pretty good and he's looking dead on, but this guy, I'm not so sure how good he looks because the eyes are perfectly spaced from each other and they're perfectly spaced from the edges of the windshield up and down, so it just looks a little robotic. This guy, on the other hand, expression is perfect. He's a Peugeot model, which is an Italian brand of a car. Mattel's done 3 of them. I sound so confident, but I'm really not. I'm pretty sure this is the 3rd one, or it would have been the 3rd one. The first 2 being Mary Escocar and Lee Race. Technically, they're all different models because of their accessories. Like Lee Race has a hole in his forehead there for the glasses, and Mary has a hole in her head for her hat and the tray over here as well. And then Kevin has, I guess Kevin would be the most bare bones model because the microphone attaches kind of via the windshield there, which is plastic, and that doesn't really impede the metal itself. Whereas this and this do impede with the metal. But they all are the exact same model. Besides that, you can see the windshields, or rather the headlights, the Peugeot logos, these silver little dots down by their bumper, their rims. Now Mary's are just colored like a brownish color, but the spokes and everything are identical. Door handle, back window, taillights. Again, the Peugeot logo. We're gonna move these guys up a little bit so you can see. Everything's very identical. Now, fortunately, Mattel was able to change up the license plate on all of these guys, which is rare. You guys might not really think, like, why would that be rare? But when Mattel does cars of the same model, they tend to put the same license plate on them, and it's just kind of what they've done in the past. They've done a very good job of not doing that lately, but trust me, they have done it many times in the past, especially with, like, the Gremlins and the Pacers. Now, Mary doesn't have any extra decals on her there, as you can see, but this guy and Lee both have Peugeot and 207 on either side of the license plate. Peugeot is much bigger on Kevin than it is on Lee, though, as you can tell. 207 looks to be about the same size. I really do like the attention to detail here. I must admit, they put a Japanese license plate for Kevin, so they knew where he appeared. Like, they exactly knew where he appeared, and they knew that Mary was from Italy, so she got, like, the European-style license plate. Lee, I mean, you have no idea where he would have appeared because he appeared over the TV, but because he's a Peugeot, you know, the best guess would be also Italy, and they gave him the European license plate. I think that's awesome. 0424, April 24th. Any significance to that? I don't know. I guess it's Kevin's birthday. But yeah, I actually really think Kevin's a very well done model. They did a great attention to detail here. The Japanese characters look nice, crisp. Peugeot 207. Everything looks great. Everything's in order. There's his base there. So even though he doesn't have a date stamp, he has a boatload of other things, like the Peugeot copyright, Mattel, and of course Disney Pixar made in China. What a beautiful car. One of my favorite canceled cars for sure. couple other cars I wanted to compare him to. I already did kind of show the microphone stickers. These guys, they give me nightmares. I'm not even kidding. I like Biz a lot because hers is much thicker and more sturdy. Like, I could kind of jiggle this around and like it just feels so much more sturdy than these ones here. Like, these are such a brittle plastic. I feel like Kevin's is a little better than Andrea and Maddie's. It's like a little bit more flexible, but still, oh my god, I really shouldn't even be playing around with it like that. I'm just getting myself all worked up. As soon as I'm done with this review, this guy's going back in the case, locking it up, never touching him again. Kidding, of course. Kidding. I always need my cars every once in a while for other reviews or if I want to photograph them for a specific purpose. It's kind of an interesting question. You know, people ask me like, what do you do with your cars? Like, do they literally just sit and display? And unfortunately, yeah, that is the case. Although a lot of the cars do get brought out occasionally for other reviews. Like here, I mean, all the cars I've shown, Mary Escobar, Lee Race, those reporters, they haven't been brought out in a long time, but simply by virtue of me reviewing Kevin Bracken and then being affiliated with him, they get to be brought out. So that's kind of what happens, and so therefore I get to enjoy my cars in that sense. So yeah, that is pretty much it, guys. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Canceled Car Tuesday. Let me know who's your favorite Cars 2 reporter. Mine's definitely Kevin, although I do like the BMW. I like BMWs. Although his expression isn't super great. Amara's pretty cool over here as well. But we've gotten quite a few Mini Coopers in the Cars line, so I'm going to gravitate toward the BMW. And then you have this guy over here who is a Fiat, and then we have the Honda Civic, Nick Cartone. Alright guys, thank you so much. I will see you soon. Hope you enjoyed. Bye now.